Well, hello there, and welcome to a special outdoor edition of Not Your Average Globetrotter. I am Rafael di Furia, and today I am joined by Nick. Some of you may know him from a previous upload, and also I've been on a guest on his podcast, Bold Perceptions. Welcome, man. How you doing?
Feels good. This is where you stay. This is your lair, Ravigo. I kind of like it. It's cozy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's something about it. There's something about this little town. It's livable. It's not super touristy. It is what it is. Anyway, today I wanted to bring you on here because I wanted to talk to you about your life. Because I actually caught this guy. He's traveling around and he just happened to say, hey, I can come through to Rovigo. Let's make this happen. And today I wanted to talk to Nick about his life and what he does in Italy, because he's come to Italy in actually a pretty unique way that not a lot of Americans do, but a lot of guys are interested in, because Nick is a football player for the team in Bologna. What's the name of the team?
Bologna Warriors. Shout out the Warriors.
And so I guess maybe let's just get started. What is it like to be an American here? Because you're not of Italian descent, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
At heart.
At heart.
Latin lover.
What is it like for you? Do you have an easy time to meet people? Do you struggle at all? Is it difficult because of the language?
So Norwegian, blue eyes, I'm a Viking, got a little German, so I'm kind of smart, and then lastly Irish. Yeah, came off the boat or whatever. This relates to it. There's a story behind it, but I really like my Irish blood. I think I'm a lucky boy. But no, Italy, I have not had struggles. I think Italians still are excited to see an American. I mean, a great part for me was I moved here, January 2020, so...
So you came like right before like everything hit off.
And so after that, there's no Americans. So they're like, "What are you doing?" But I don't know. I've always been very social. Like I'm not afraid to go talk to someone on the street.
No, even seeing you, like when we just sat down here, chit chatting, having a great time.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I haven't had issues. Language barrier obviously maybe gets annoying. I'll tell you a story where it really sucked, but for the most part, a lot of younger people can understand you.
Right.
Now you got the Google Translate. You talk with your hands to older people. You know, cafe, espresso. But only part that really hurt, I was seeing a girl in Bologna, and she basically said, "Nick, I want to express things to you, but I can't do it in English." She spoke really good English. She does. But there's like words and phrases and meanings and for
all the lovey-dovey crap.
Yeah, you know, so that stuff. And that kind of hurt me. I'm like, damn, I wish I could understand, but some of my best times I've had are just a vibe. I don't speak with the person. We don't speak the same language, and we just have a vibe.
Right.
90% they say is sub-communication, body language, and 10% your words. But there are points where we talk about the loneliness where you are an outsider. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't where you're from. This isn't your roots, and sometimes it's hard to fit in.
I can see that.
Oh, the worst part? No, here's the worst part. It's when you go out with Italians, and then they just start speaking Italian. You just sit here like...
yeah, just sit there with a smile on your face.
But it's like when I'm in America, and I go out to eat with my friends, and we have like a Mexican dude that can't speak English or some shit. We don't all speak Spanish, so it's like you can't blame them.
No, absolutely not. No, and it would be ridiculous to expect everybody to switch into the language for you. Even there have been times where I've been in the same situation where actually people at the table that I was sitting at, they were really, really nice, and they tried to speak in English for my benefit. They couldn't quite speak English. I was like, no, don't worry. Speak in Italian. It's fine. Don't worry about me. I'm here. I'm chilling. I'm having a great time. But they're like, no, we want you to take part. And it can be isolating. Even being surrounded by people, you can still feel very, very alone, unfortunately.
Another pro, though, being different.
Yeah.
People are always interested in you.
Of course.
Well, then, a lot of people haven't been to America. Oh, my God, I've seen the movies. Is this true? Is that true? So you have like a mini, celebrity thing where they're interested in you already because you're foreign. Just like in the States, it's different because we're a melting pot. But anywhere you go, if you're foreign, they're looking at you, and it's like, So some people take that like, why are they looking at me? I take it as, what's up? What do you want to know?
Yeah. Well, the thing is also here in Italy, people stare and they like really pay attention. They make things very well known. Whereas in the States, it's like rude. if you kind of give that kind of attention to somebody. And it's like, where are you from? It's like, what do you mean where I'm from? I'm from California.
We've got to become a bunch of wimps in America now. I can't.
That's a different story for a different day. No, but I mean, like, do you ever find that when you are trying to just get by day to day, that maybe people treat you a certain way, like kind of like you were saying, like that they give you a certain type of attention, but do they kind of give you that attention, then that fades away, like a toy, like a new shiny thing, and then it kind of goes away? Or does it stay around?
See, I mean, my whole thing is perception is reality. Right. So I create my own world. You know, maybe someone in my situation thinks they're saying something stupid to you. I don't take it like that. I can't. Right. I just flip it, and that's in my head. And that's kind of goes into, like, one of the best things that I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud of the culture. I'm proud of how I was raised, is because we do live in this bubble of our own head, right? Where we don't give a about anywhere else in the world. You know, we make a lot of money. We run, but you guys listen to our music. You watch our Netflix. A lot of people speak English. You can say from the UK, but we had this delusional confidence in America where we're in our own bubble, right? Yeah. So there's pros to that. Like I said, like I'm perception is reality, and my delusional confidence, that's gotten me a lot of places in life. Right. But the cons, we're not cultured. We don't maybe not have as much empathy for a lot of different things. We don't understand. We think everything's our best way. We work our ass to death. So I think when you get outside of that, you can keep the delusional confidence, but be open to other cultures. You can develop so much more as a person. Figure out what you like, what you don't. I always look back now and be like, oh, you know, that'd be cool if we did that in the States, and that'd be cool this and that. Right. But a lot of people are like, oh, America, they're the worst, and this and that. Like when they first start traveling from America, you know? Right. Yeah. It's like those people. It's like, I left America because I'm making a statement. It's like, come on. You are so blessed to be born with that much opportunity. Here, it's so hard to even get a job for nothing. Yeah. 1,500 euros a month, and I mean, No, even I know people who work very like jobs that should be like 50, 80, 100 grand a year. They're maybe getting 20, maybe 15. Yeah. It's there's different realities and different expectations here that you have to live with. When you're living in the United States, it's like you were saying, it's very much a bubble that's based on the way that we live, and it's very easy for us to remain that way, because really Canada, and Canadians always get mad when I say this, but America 2.0, or Mexico, which, okay, it's not the same as the United States, but it's very limited. Whereas here, you can go 20 kilometers from this town and they already speak another dialect. They already have a different culture. They already have a different food. They have a different way of being. The people change. So when you grow up in this type of area, the perception of what is around you and the extra, the countries, because I mean, even to get to another country from here, a couple hours drive, it changes that perception. And for us as Americans to come abroad, like, it's really easy to look down upon, the lowly Americans who just live their single life, living only speaking English. But there is a benefit to certain aspects of life in America, not that it's perfect. But no, anyone that looks down upon where they're from, right. I think the more you travel, the more you appreciate where you're from. Doesn't mean I want to live there right now, but another point is that in America, there are different cultures, like probably West Coast to East Coast, South, Midwest, small town, large town. But you stay in the same area. You rarely, unless you're from like New York and you branch it, you really stay in the same area. Well, I mean, most Americans don't even own a passport. Like, that's something that you like don't even think about. Like, with what is the basis? What is it that if a guy wants to follow in your footsteps, what does he need to do back in the States to be ready to play football here in Italy? Okay, first of all, I love this about you. Very practical. And this is how I first found your channel. Last year I was stuck in quarantine, and I'm trying to find information about what the hell is going on. And there's one dude on YouTube, and it was you. And you're talking all the quarantine stuff and the new rules. And I was very, very grateful for you last spring, summer to figure it out. And the great thing about the podcast that you came on, creating value, that I'm able to reach out to people that I watch, that I get something from, and try to give to them. And then it results in, a possible relationship. I messaged you when I was maybe in Italy We recorded when I was in the States, and then I think we released it when I was in Mexico. And I mean, all the way across the world.
It's crazy what you can do these days. And now, after this online relationship, we're here in person.
It's crazy. It's amazing.
It's nuts. It's awesome.
Dolce Vita. You know?
Cheers, man.
But so yeah, we want to get really practical, and then let's have some fun talk after. But okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the professional football, I love it. I was set to be done after college in Colorado. I wanted to start working. Started a business involving real estate, which I had been in for a long time because my father was in it. I also worked with some website stuff. And I wanted to make money. I wanted to live good, do different things, and I ended up getting contacted by a handful of teams in Europe relating to American football in Europe. And I'm like, okay, I played Madden back in the day. They used to have NFL Europe teams on there, you know, the Berlin Thunderbolts, Barcelona Dragons. There's a team in London. So I had an idea, but I was getting reached out from Denmark, Germany, a couple other countries that would reach out to my coaches. So I was off social media.
And what was it? How were they even finding you? Was this through college ball or what?
Highlights, statistics, yes, your college stuff, right? They recruit people each year. And luckily, you know, a quarterback, what I play, the guy that throws the ball, is a very in-demand thing because a lot of Europeans grow up with soccer, football. So they don't understand how to throw. You know, they can run fast and take a handoff, but the people that throw are from America. So every team wants a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So it was because you were already playing football, you already had something established, you already had these highlight reels, and you already had some online reach apparently through that. Then that's how they were able to find you.
Yeah, so, I mean, my case, they recruited me, but I know a lot of other cases where people are done with college, they didn't feel like they had reached their potential, they didn't make the NFL, maybe the CFL, but they wanted to play more. Well, they reach out on their own. They put together the highlights, they send it out, they go on Europlayers.com, and you can get recruited quite easy by doing that. People can find you. And I've met a lot of dudes that get an opportunity, do good, and then once you're in, it's like a fraternity, you're in. And then you're Facebook friends with a lot of them, or you have the network, and you get more opportunities. But, yeah, do you want to talk about kind of what American football is over here?
Yeah, I mean, like, is there really a major difference in the game? Is there a difference in how it's played or the rules, or something that maybe somebody in your position who's played American ball, like what you would expect out
First
here?
off, it is 10 o'clock in the morning, but I'm in Benito, so I can drink spritz whenever I want, okay? So don't judge me.
You're practically on vacation anyway. You've got the suitcase to prove it, so it's fine. You've got the
couple
excuse.
spritz, what's that going to hurt? You know what I mean? So American football here, I mean, it's the same game, but it's a lot less big people and not as fast. You know what I mean? Like, for example, my line in college was averaging 260 to 300 pounds per person. Here, I mean, in Denmark I had some big boys, but I mean, in Italy, we had 220-pound linemen, sometimes less. At one point, I had a 16-year-old center because we had a lot of injuries. Now, that's rare, but 16. You know, I'm 26, and there's dudes on our team that are 38. That's another difference. Age. There's a lot of older people here, you know, doing it. They don't get paid. The imports get paid. The Americans are, if you're a really good Euro player, get sent to another country, you get paid. But the difference is not as big and not as fast, which I am thankful for because I don't get hurt as much. You know what I mean? In America, it's like a car crash every freaking Saturday, you know, NFL Sunday. And here it's, okay, hey, I practice 2-3 times a week. Italy, it's 3 times a week. You know, 2 hours at night, 8 to 10:30. And you play probably every Saturday, maybe a bye week. But it's compact, you know, like 3 months, I think it was, 3.5. And which I like because I work online. You know, I started the business, so they allow me to work during the day. But you get all your expenses paid. You get fantastic. The average salary is probably 1,000 euros. So that's just disposable income. You know what I mean? Because
you've got everything paid for. You can just live your life. You can do however you want. And do you have to? I mean, is there any behavior example that you have to that you have to agree to, that you have to live by certain rules, or you kind of can do what you want as long as you don't attach the name of the football team to it?
Yeah, I mean, because they write about us in the newspaper, so
Right.
maybe mini celebrity status. There's a niche following, I think. So yeah, you have to be a model citizen. You can't be just a
Right.
total clown, but you can party. They encourage to travel, to experience the culture. So they definitely. There's some people that do this as a stepping stone to try to get back to the NFL.
Really?
There's some people, most people, use it as like a paid vacation. So they come over here, they get to play the game they love, they get to see Europe. It's a great opportunity. Me, on the other hand, I think it's different because I extend my work visa to live here for about 10 months. Work out a deal where I can stay in the apartment. You don't get paid after the season, right?
Right.
But I love travel. So after the season, I'm just traveling, living the Globetrotter life. Not your average Globetrotter, right?
No, I mean, and this is exactly what this project is about, to do things in not your average way, because so many people, they just want to go and do the trips and the tours. But when you're living abroad in this sort of way, it's really embracing what I really envision for this project of living abroad in a unique way that is not so average.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you want to do the abroad living thing, you got to get innovative.
Yeah.
Where you're doing the freelancing and you got a visa hop. There's so many different things, kind of complications. But like me and you were talking about before this, the highs from different normal living society is worth the troubles. Like obviously it comes with lows, but
Oh, definitely.
it's like you're living. When you do this travel lifestyle and you're living in foreign places, don't speak the language, don't know the people. Everything is new to your senses. You're out of your head. You're living in the
Right.
present.
No, I mean, this is the thing. Like when you're living in your bubble, in your town, in your state, in your county, whatever it may be that you're from, whatever country it is, it doesn't matter. I'm not specifying Americans here. You get used to life a certain way, but then when you start living in a different country, not only do you get to see how different life can be, but what's even more important is how similar it can be at the same time, and finding those similarities, even if in Italy, okay, you have to think about the bureaucracy and the daily struggles of that, which I'm sure you've dealt with. But you mentioned also being here like on a visa. Was that something that you had a difficult time to organize with the team getting sponsored? Is that something that if somebody were wanting to come here as a football player that they would struggle with, or is it like a pretty okay process?
To go back on your point, though, yeah, you get out of autopilot. When you live in different places or when you travel, you're not as much an autopilot, which I think that's where life starts. You know what I mean? Like, I think I experience these crazy highs and lows every other day, and in normal life, you maybe experience it once a month. You know what I mean? Once every 2 months.
That's a
so
fair
you get
point.
this heart going. You thrive off adrenaline and dopamine. You lack oxytocin, your serotonin levels. Like, it's a roller coaster, but you learn to adapt and reframe the lows. We'll talk about that later.
No, but that's actually a very important point, that these chemical interactions in the brain, that you are developing new pathways, that you're no, it's because when you're just living that life, you were saying it, you're getting into that hypnotic state. You're taking the same route to work every day. You've already developed that
comfort.
that pathway.
It's comfort.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And you need comfort in life. But to feel alive is when you're outside of the comfort zone. How
Definitely.
cliche it says, but
No, but it's a fair point.
the visa. I'll wrap around to the visa. Yeah, so on my visa, work visa, it's like Siri, whatever, like where it's skills Italians don't have. So like the other people are the CEOs and tech people. So it gets through quicker. Know what I mean?
Interesting. Okay.
And
it's a highly skilled worker of some
a
sort.
highly skilled worker. See. I mean, I guess but
I mean, it's a fair statement for a football player.
yeah, I know. And but so yeah, it gets through quicker. I know I've heard horror stories of people trying to get other visas for Italy and all the bureaucracy, but luckily a wonderful, beautiful organization, Bologna Warriors, they handle everything for me on that end, get it all figured out. I had to go to Chicago and do that. With this corona, I had to ship it in, all this stuff. But no, I mean, I don't have many worries on that end because they take care of it, the organization, which I'm very grateful for. Amazing people.
And so you were saying also that they pay for everything, but this €1,000 that you said that is normal for a person to get, not saying that it's necessarily what you are getting, but that could be expected. Is that something that you felt like you could really live well on that, or that you felt like you needed more? Did you feel like maybe you need to supplement that income by doing something else? Or is that something that you have been doing?
Okay, so basically, yeah, that €1,000. Remember, this is after all expenses. So
Right.
I think you have all your stuff paid for. Some people get food in different countries. I don't get food, and in Italy they don't pay for food.
That is strange of all countries.
Oh no, they'll buy you pizza and take you out to eat all the time.
Okay,
Stuff like
okay,
that.
fair.
Yeah, but all the countries, right? So yeah, I mean, €1,000, like you can live off that, especially in season when you're not traveling. I mean, €1,000 is good money. You got all your food. You can do what the hell you want. You know, take a day trip to Venice.
Yeah.
So that's good. I mean, I'm 26. You know, I've been doing
Right.
this my 3rd year, and you know, I like kind of nicer things and doing stuff. So yeah, I work, and I have online stuff. But a person that normally comes here and does, I think you could be just fine, totally fine. So I'm in real estate. Yeah,
So
every day.
that's fantastic.
On the laptop. And then best part is for people, living the digital nomad life, I'm 7 hours ahead of business time. So I get all my stuff done. They wake up, oh, hey, maybe this, that, okay. After my nice little lunch, I'll knock it out. Then I can go drink at night, that kind of deal.
Right. So is this something that, being a digital nomad, do you feel as though it presents a challenge to your work in any way? You said that it's nice to have that leg up on the competition, but are there ever any times where it would really make more sense for you to be in the States?
Now that this life has become more mainstream, there's been a lot more people that got into it, like businesses, but with that comes kind of not as hidden anymore. You can't find like great deals like now. And so now with popularity, I think more money comes. Hopefully the competition levels out. Airbnb is a total crapshoot now. Don't use Airbnb. But what was the question? Oh, the challenges.
Yeah, the challenges.
No, this life's amazing. Like, think of this. You get done with your work, instead of going, from the office or back to your suburb or, city in America, you get to go chill in Venice. You know what I mean? You get to go.
That's a huge deal.
You're in Milan with models. Like, I mean.
And that's something that's not even like just hyperbole. That's something that you have done.
Yeah, we had a little
on a number of
time.
occasions.
Yeah, but no, I mean, this life's amazing, and you learn to appreciate the other cultures. I love the Italian culture. I love the more laid back. We were just talking about the Hakuna Matata. Yeah, I mean, the challenges come with, okay, sometimes the internet's goofy, the time schedule, you got to be, hey, sometimes you got to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or you got to, make calls at 6 a.m. And so, yeah, there's challenges, but the highs, the rewards, 1,000% outweigh it. But you need to be able to handle the lows. Not a lot of people can handle the lows.
No, that's, again, this is another point of why I do what I do, because it's so important that you have realistic expectations. There's so many podcasts, YouTube channels that talk about the bella dolce vita, the wonderful pizza, pasta, amore, just like these wonderful things that do exist, but they forget about the realities that we all go through every day, having to deal with. I mean, like just behind me here, this is the comune, this is the town hall. So to have to go to the town hall and deal with crap like that, that's a big deal that people forget about, especially when you're seeing the beautiful travel videos about Italy. That's fine. As a tourist, that's all you'll ever touch. But if you're living here, you may have to go to this office, and then you have to go to the other office, and the other office after that. But maybe even just taking a little bit away from some of the difficulties, which it sounds like you don't really have all that much going.
I mean, I've been to police place like 3 times, fingerprints, this and that, but you're exactly right. I think I'm able to live the tourist way in Italy because of the organization. So this is a good pro for the sports people, basketball, maybe rugby, football, all that stuff. They handle it. So I don't really have to worry about this bureaucracy, which is one of the worst things in Italy.
Oh, well, it's a pastime. It's a major pastime here. Actually, even here at Rovigo, one of the major sports, well, actually not major, but really kind of one of the big draws to the city is that there's actually a rugby team, and they just won the national the championship this year. And on their team, they actually do have a couple of international people. They've got some South Africans. I know in the past they've had some Americans, people from different parts of the world. But going maybe a little bit more into just quickly the sports side of things before kind of jumping into the next section, do you feel as though it's easier to play professionally in Europe or in Italy than it would be to find something sustainable in the United States?
No, if you make it to the NFL, you're making a lot of money. But
there's a lot more competition, no?
Yes, and that's your life. So I have friends in the NFL, and they can't, be drinking a spritz and smoking a cigarette and Revigo on a Monday. You know what I mean? So it's a balance. And
Right.
in there, too, your health, the concussions. And I had a couple, I got dinged up a lot this year. It was a rough season. So, I don't know. Because of what I do with the online stuff and the lifestyle I like to live, I would have a very, very hard time. For sure, I wouldn't play in the CFL, and they make $80,000, $100,000 a year, and it's good competition. I would have a very hard time if, say, I got an opportunity to go to the NFL, say on a practice squad. You know what I mean? They do a lot of practice squad people that get paid $150,000 a season. I don't know if I would.
Really?
Because the lifestyle I live, I really love it. I don't want to go there, and my life is just football, football, football. Here, it's kind of like
you can have some balance.
Yes, it's total balance, and it's I always say, like, anyone in the States knows, like, town ball, like the baseball team, and they practice every once in a while. They win games. They drink beer after. It's fun. They have fans. I kind of relate it to that, but more, it's more important here. The guys really care about it. We have 10, 15 people just helping out at practice. Social media is pretty vibrant. You see us in the newspaper. But, exactly. I can put in my work 3 times a week at night, work out, practice when I want to during the day. But then I get to work. I can go to Venice,
Yeah,
right now.
And that's
I can
one of
say,
the
screw
things
this interview. I'm going to Venice, Dolce Vita.
No, even before we started the episode, you're saying, I might go to Venice today, or I might go to Ravenna. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And it's like, that's what you can do. I mean, especially like living in this area. And that's one of the reasons what I like about Rovigo is that even though it's not the most exciting place to live, and it's not one of the top locations in Italy, it's well connected by train. From here, you can get almost anywhere. I mean, maybe to get to someplace like Milano or Torino, you might have like to change trains a couple times, but from here, it's a straight line from Venice all the way down to Salerno.
This is the best thing about Bologna. It's the hub.
Exactly.
In the middle of everything. Everything runs through it. And they got the international airport. No, I love the train system in Italy, even though it's late in some areas. But
oh, God, don't get me started on that.
But how beautiful is it? Like, when I first came here, a couple of years ago in the summer when I was, living in Copenhagen, we did a little trip here. So, listen, I always played Total War, like Rome 2 and Attila, and I love the little war game and strategy. And that's where I fell in love with Roman history. I fell in love with like the Italian kingdoms, the Renaissance, and so like during that class in school, I would just play this game, like fuck the school, and so I took that trip. So I need to see Rome, and we did Rome and Naples, and I fell so much in love with it as everything I thought it would be. And then I came back like probably 3 months later in the fall. Solo trip, and I did Florence, Bologna, Venice. I think I went to like Brescia, Bergamo, Padua. Finished like in Milano. And I remember just taking that train by myself, looking out the window, seeing the Italian landscape. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And now it's sad. Now I'm on a train here this morning, and I still see it.
Right.
But now I'm starting to get on autopilot. Now I'm starting to question if it's time for me to do the next thing. You know what I mean? And to move to the next culture, to get out of the autopilot. But Italy will always have a place in my heart.
Of course. I mean, for everybody, it's like there's something that when you come here, you just can't forget about it. I mean, like this is an example right now. We're sitting, you're having a spritz, there's church bells. Well, it's actually not a church, but it's the town hall bells just going off. This is like quintessential Italy.
First of all, hey, you guys gotta plug this guy's Patreon. I know you guys have been watching. I need to start paying for it now. I mean, I was talking to him before. He's got all this going on. He made a time today. He wanted to do this. We've been talking about it for a while. So if you like his content, you get the Patreon. Give him $1 or $2 a month.
Thanks, man.
Get the Patreon going.
No, it really does make a difference.
Yeah, seriously. That's how you keep doing this stuff.
No, I mean that's why I can say, hey, like let's do this. I mean, I can take the time on a Monday to take time away from my normal work that I do. Okay, I still have to get the work done. I still have to do that. But no, I mean, it's really, it's because of the supporters that this content can actually be possible. So anyway, I think it's actually going to be, there was something else I wanted to talk to you about that we were talking about before, and I'm so mad that I can't remember what it is.
I'll pause it so I can take a sig break, and we think about it, we'll finish.
No, what we're going to have to do, I'm going to have to bring you on again in the future, and we'll do a part 2.
You guys want it? Or am I too crazy for you?
Anyway, man, thank you really so much for coming to Vigo.
Great to see you.
Great to see you in person, because it's been more than a year we've been in contact already.
Yeah.
You're a real person. What a novel idea.
Yeah, he said, you're a lot taller than I thought you would be. That's what he said to me first.
I thought you were going to be like up to here on me.
Oh, no. Come on.
No, because, I mean, anyway, like what? You said you're 6 feet?
6'2" with shoes.
Okay, I was going to say, because it's like, I'm 6'1". I was like, this guy's, he's up there. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining for another Friday night, for another episode of Not Your Average Globetrotter. I'm Rafael Furia, here with Nick from Bold Perceptions.
Ciao, ciao.
Later.